Spelltable is a brilliant website where you can play real paper-based Magic the Gathering over the internet with your friends via video chat. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I use it and also this basic camera setup, which gives a really nice video and a crystal clear gaming experience. Welcome to Tabletop Upgrades, a place where I share projects and products that help your favourite games look better, play better and set up quicker. And this video is a little bit of a departure from my normal videos, which feature mainly solo board gaming and many of the products that I sell through my online Etsy store. Do check that out. And it's about using the amazing website Spelltable. Now I've just played my first game and I'm really happy. I was sceptical that it would set up and work perfectly, but it did really. I've set this basic rig up and I'm going to show you what I did and how it works. So if you're not familiar with Spelltable, I'm going to show you some in-game action and just talk you through it now. So this is my view. The camera's up there out the way. You can use a webcam, but I'm just using my mobile, using an iPhone 7 Plus. Go to spelltable.com, create a game, like so, and then join our own game. And it will give you a unique URL, which I just emailed to my playing partner. You get a QR code here. So you just scan the QR code, and that's just as simple as using the camera. You just click allow. It's eBay trying to sell me more games. There I am. We'll join the game, and the camera will appear there. And what I should have is an option to rotate it to the back camera, and that doesn't appear, so I'll just refresh, allow, hopefully this thing here, click that, and we'll go to rear camera. I've got a view which can recognise cards. There we go. So hopefully this is going to be quite a good demo of the software. There's my hand. So what I'm going to do is draw it off the top of the deck, show you what the card is. This is a Goblin Cohort. Put it down, click the card, get a Goblin Cohort there. Try it again, try a few different cards, and I found that it does work better. So this one is Mob Conscripts, throw it down, click the card. Mob Conscripts is working pretty well, and I found that it works better with these sort of white bordered sleeves, to be honest with you. Mog War Marshal, click, and there we go, it's recognising really well. Now this is an FNM foiled promo, and it doesn't work particularly well with foil cards. So there we go, it's just having a bit of trouble picking that up. So what you can do in these cases, you can just ask your opponent what the card is. There we go, got it eventually, Sparksmith. But you can also search in this bar here. So if I just put, say, Island, I can also call up a card there. Especially if there's something awkward, or perhaps your opponent hasn't got their camera set up quite as nice, and there's some glare on the sleeves. And I believe matte sleeves are somewhat worse than your standard sleeves, but it works excellently. Other features are, of course, life totals, and if you're playing Commander, you can have all 4 screens, and there's a thing called focus mode where your opponents appear here in this small window. You hit the space bar and you swap between opponents. So all in all, incredible bit of software, and actually it works just great. Get all the satisfaction of handling the cards, looking at the beautiful art, but also can play with people from around the world. Mega. So the basic things you're going to need are a mobile phone or a webcam, and that's to film the cards itself. Now it is a physical format, so you're obviously going to need a deck of cards, and Spelltable was originally set up for Commander or EDH, and it features a 4-way split screen. Now tonight I just played a game of Pauper with my friend Dave, who beat me fairly convincingly. But what was a success was the setup that I used. So I'm going to talk you through that now. So as a minimum, you need a paper Magic deck, a laptop, or I guess a tablet can work, but laptop definitely preferable. because what Spell Table allows you to do is mouse through the cards and read the custom text, which is very difficult on, say, a normal Skype call. And you need some way of lighting your setup. So I'll talk about that in a second, but I've just got a standard table lamp. A playmat surface, definitely better if you have a playmat rather than a basic table, because it just helps with the contrast on the cards. And some kind of rig that helps you film downwards. Now I've got a relatively complicated but very inexpensive one here, and I'm going to take you through that now. So let's cover the basics first. We have a playmat. Obviously it just gives a bit of contrast with the cards on the deck. I really recommend using a mouse and headphones. There's a little bit of echo on the basic system. There's a voice chat feature within Spell Table, but I suspect using something like Discord or even WhatsApp would be preferable. But headphones really help keep the echo down to a minimum. One of the big features, as you can see here, is mousing over cards to see what they do. So using a mouse rather than touchpad makes that a lot easier, certainly for myself. Something to bear in mind, obviously, is you're going to potentially be playing for a while, so you're going to need to have laptop power to hand and also power for your cell phone or webcam. And then the main job is you're going to have some kind of system that allows you to film down on the playmat itself. So there's a few things that you're going to need to think about. The first is, can you adjust the height of it? Because obviously you're going to need to zoom in and out. Digital zoom on inexpensive phone cameras isn't very good. So you want to leave it at its 1x view and then adjust the height, hopefully. And then of course you're going to want a little bit of trim. Now I've seen all kinds of ways of people balancing it on boxes and things. It's never going to be as good as having some kind of setup like this, and that's understandable. As long as you can get it set up, it will be fine. My friend that I played with tonight actually balanced his on top of his dog cage, which didn't work terribly well, but it was still good enough for us to manage to have an enjoyable game of Magic. So onto my slightly more complicated setup. This is an Amazon Basics tripod. So these are about 12 English pounds at the time when I bought it anyway. It's aluminium, it's really lightweight, but it's not great quality. It's got a terrible head, so you can't use it for panning shots, but it doesn't matter. All it's doing is holding things in place. This contraption here is a telescopic arm for mounting a camera. Now it comes with a few different parts. I actually drilled and tapped this out 1/4 inch BNC. I know that's probably outside most people's interest or capabilities, but basically I put a screw thread in the bottom of it and screwed it on, and I've got this extension arm here. But you could just use a work clamp, or even this came with a plate and you could screw it to a bit of wood. But this bar is extendable and it provides about 4 different ranges of motion. So if you unscrew this, it allows it to tilt, and then this allows movement in 2 planes as well. So I can basically adjust everything. I think this was about £20, maybe. I think it's 12. So you're talking 32 quid to get a top down. There's no special lighting or anything I use, but I did find that when I had my cards directly under the light, I'm not sure if I'll be able to replicate this now. There we go. You sort of get an awkward glare on it, and it does make it difficult for the software to pick it up. Choking Sands look that I was running against a mirror match in a mono black control deck, so that didn't go terribly well, I'll be honest. Yes, so we've got the tripod which allows you to film down, and the more you can adjust things the better. And what I really recommend is having some kind of system which is separate from the table, because you will bump the table, and because this is so inexpensive, everything wobbles. So if you can avoid having it attached to the table, which you will be knocking and banging, then you'll avoid lots of wobbling and problems down the line. But I'm really, really happy with that. So that was my little overview of my first Spell Table setup. Really happy with it. I don't think actually I'm going to be making many changes to it. So if you haven't seen this channel before, then do subscribe. I do lots of content which features DIY projects like this. This table, in fact, opens up so I can hide all my solitaire board game projects in there and still use it as a kitchen table. But if you'd like to see more content like this, and particularly Magic the Gathering, I'm not a great player, but I'm an enthusiast, then do subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.